Meta, meaning after, or beyond, is a prefix used in English to indicate a concept which is an abstraction from another concept, used to complete or add to the latter. Original Greek meaning. In Greek, the prefix meta is generally less esoteric than in English. Greek meta is equivalent to the Latin words post or add. The use of the prefix in this sense occurs occasionally in scientific English terms derived from Greek. For example, the term metatheria uses the prefix meta merely in the sense that the metatheria occur on the tree of life adjacent to the theria, about. In epistemology, the prefix meta is used to mean about. For example, metadata are data about data. In database, metadata are also data about data stored in a data dictionary and describes information about database tables such as the table name, table owner, details about columns, essentially describes the table. Also, meta-memory in psychology means an individual's knowledge about whether or not they would remember something if they concentrated on recalling it. The modern sense of an X about X has given rise to concepts like metacognition, meta-emotion, meta-discussion, meta-joke, and meta-programming. In a rule-based system, a met-rule is a rule that governs the application of other rules. On higher level of abstraction, any subject can be said to have a meta-theory, a theoretical consideration of its properties, such as its foundations, methods, form and utility. On a higher level of abstraction, in linguistics, a grammar is considered as being expressed in a meta-language, language that operates on a higher level in order to describe properties of the plain language. Meta is also gaining currency as an adjective, as well as a prefix, as in the work of Douglas Hofstadter. Etymology. The prefix comes from the Greek preposition and prefix meta, from mu epsilon tau alpha, which meant after, beside, with, among. Other meanings include beyond, adjacent, and self, and it is also commonly used in the form mu epsilon tau alpha as a prefix in Greek, with variants mu epsilon tau before vowels and mu epsilon theta, meth, before aspirated vowels. The earliest attested form of the word meta is the Mycenaean Greek meta, written in linear bisyllabic script. The Greek preposition is cognate with the Old English preposition mid, with, still found as a prefix in midwife. Its use in English is the result of back formation from the word metaphysics. In origin, metaphysics was just the title of one of the principal works of Aristotle. It was so named simply because in the customary ordering of the works of Aristotle it was the book following physics. It thus meant nothing more than the book that comes after the book entitled Physics. However, even Latin writers misinterpreted this as entailing that metaphysics constituted the science of what is beyond the physical. Nonetheless, Aristotle's metaphysics enunciates considerations of natures above physical realities, which can be examined through this particular part of philosophy, e.g., the existence of God. The use of the prefix was later extended to other contexts based on the understanding of metaphysics to mean the science of what is beyond the physical. Quine and Hofstadter. The OED cites uses of the meta prefixes beyond, about, going back to 1917. However, these formations are directly parallel to the original metaphysics and metaphysical, that is, as a prefix to general nouns or adjectives. Going by the OED citations, it began to be used with specific nouns in connection with mathematical logic sometime before 1929. A notable early citation is Quine's 1937 use of the word meta-theorem, where meta clearly has the modern meaning of an X about X. Douglas Hofstadter, in his 1979 book Gödel, Escher, Bach, popularized this meaning of the term. The book, which deals extensively with self-reference and strange loops, and touches on Quine and his work, was influential in many computer-related subcultures and is probably largely responsible for the popularity of the prefix, for its use as a solo term, and for the many recent coinages which use it. Hofstadter uses meta as a standalone word, both as an adjective and as a directional preposition. This book is also probably responsible for the direct association of meta with strange loops, as opposed to just abstraction. The sentence. This sentence contains 36 letters, and the sentence it is embedded in are examples of meta-sentences that reference themselves in this way.